Hey, how's it going everybody, and welcome to the first part of Smile Fest, Good Smile Company's big grand show that had a ton of figures on display, a lot of announcements, and today we're going to be focusing on everything that was in the gallery itself. But there is going to be a part 2, which I'll talk about very briefly at the end of this video. But since we have a lot to talk about right now, in fact there's like 200 plus announcements in this gallery alone, let's just start talking about them. Right off the bat, Mio from Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is getting a scale figure. I mean, this game just came out. I haven't played it myself, I've been playing Live Alive instead. It came out before this game and I just wanted to give it a shot. Loving it so far. I'm sure I'm gonna love Xenoblade Chronicles 3 when I get around to it. And hopefully I will like Mio as well. But I mean, like, every Xenoblade figure has been an absolute banger, so I'm sure this one's gonna look beautiful when it's done. But I just don't have that, like, initial excitement yet, because I just haven't gotten around to playing Xenoblade yet. But let me just say, can we please get a Shulk figure? I would really love to see Shulk get something. I mean, they made Milia. Give her a Shulk to go along with it. Like, come on. Please. More surprisingly, though, we're also getting a Figma of Mio, which I believe is the first Figma from the Xenoblade series. Now, I'm not necessarily interested in this, but it is very cool to see them expanding the Xenoblade series to getting different types of figures. Maybe we can get Nendoroids, maybe we can get pop-up raids. I'm not really sure where this is going, but it's nice that they're making stuff besides scale figures. Hopefully next time, though, we get another character besides Mio. I would like to see more than just her from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Okay, so next up we have some Genshin Impact Nendoroids, which feels like kinda wasted potential in my opinion. Kaya and Xiao are getting Nendoroids, and when I look at these costumes, I just really feel like they lend themselves to getting proper scales, or at least pop-up parades. I mean, it's cool that they're getting Nendoroids, for sure, but I don't know, I just kind of wish they would get something a bit more extravagant for how nice their costumes are. Ooh, okay, Miles Edgeworth is getting a pop-up parade, and Phoenix Wright. It's kind of just nice to see these characters, like, properly proportioned, rather than being like Nendoroids or plushies. I love those, don't get me wrong, I think they're fantastic. But I just like seeing these two look as they should, and I kind of hope that in the future they eventually get some proper scale figures. I think a lot of people would buy them, but this is definitely nice to see. I think they both look pretty good. Ooh, Apollo Justice is getting a Nendoroid. And Maya! Okay, this is gonna look absolutely perfect as a Nendoroid. Maya's so cute. And you know, Phoenix Wright and Edgeworth both look pretty freaking good as Nendoroids, so I don't really have any fears about Apollo. But there's a lot more characters they could make. I wonder if they're going to go further into the line of Nendoroids for Ace Attorney. I would love to see Trucy, for sure. She's a darling. And you know what? I'm going to give a shout out to Gumshoe. I would love to see Gumshoe in any type of figure. I just think the guy needs some more credit. Everybody likes Gumshoe, but companies don't really want to acknowledge him that much. So let's all petition for that to happen in the future. That would be pretty sweet. Man, this paint job looks phenomenal on Samus. God damn. This shiny metallic blue is so nice looking. This is a fantastic looking Figma. I'm gonna have to buy Figma again. I am definitely buying this one. I feel like the visor might be a little small though, like the head proportionally. Maybe the hips as well, or the thighs. Something about it is like slightly off from what I'm remembering in the game, but it still looks so good. And I am definitely a supporter of this. Unless it's just super overpriced, which, I mean, Figma kind of are these days, but it's going to be really hard to convince me not to get this one. No way, they're making Emmy into a Figma? That is a surprise announcement if I've ever seen one. This thing is going to be huge, it's going to cost a lot of money. I'm not necessarily sold on buying it as much as I am with Samus, but I love the fact that they're doing this for sure. Not to get into, like, spoilers, but I do kind of wish they made Ravenbeak instead. That would have been sick as fuck. But, you know, Emmy is a bit more recognizable to people who haven't even played the game, as they were, like, heavily marketed. So yeah, I definitely like this. But I'm going to need to see a price tag, and I'm going to need to see, like, how they kind of articulate. Because, I don't know, these joints are definitely very different from a typical Figma. But yeah, very exciting. Definitely love this. Anything from Metroid is going to win my heart over, so this is very cool. Okay, they're making Torrent, the spectral steed from Elden Ring. You know what? Give this guy some credit. He makes traversing the world so much more fun than it should be. This guy is the MVP of Elden Ring. So good shit, Torrent. I'm glad you're getting a figure. Not sure how many people are going to buy this, but I'm kind of just happy they're acknowledging him. Torrent is a badass. Ooh, the Maiden in Black Figma got painted. She looks phenomenal. Not really a character I see myself kind of buying immediately or something. I definitely want to see more. I want to see the price tag. But I gotta say, this sculpt looks pretty freaking good for a Figma. This robe and this dress, there's so many details. It's so tattered up. And she's all dirty down here. It's a really nice looking Figma. Absolutely. Love Demon Souls, but I guess I've never really been attached to the Maiden like some other characters. So while I think it's cool, not necessarily like a must-buy for me. So this one was teased earlier in the week. They're making Siegmeyer into a Nendoroid. The first Dark Souls Nendoroid, I think. And funny enough, there's a figure that looks exactly like this from another company that's not out yet. It's very tiny. It's like a chibi version of him. And if you saw it, you would probably think it was a Nendoroid looking at this guy. But I do wonder what he's going to come with. If it's based off of like Dark Souls 3, he could come with like the Storm Ruler, which would be pretty sick. And maybe like, you know, a beer mug so he could cheer with somebody else. But besides that, I'm not really sure. Definitely want to see more of this guy. And I'm kind of interested to see how they paint him. Because that other figure was very gritty and heavily detailed. But Nendoroids typically aren't like that. So he might be a very smooth boy. Figma Rido from the Devil Summoner series. And I guess the only thing of note here is that they made his cloak into fabric instead of like a plastic piece, which, you know what? If they're gonna do fabric on figures, I think cloaks and robes and capes, that stuff is perfect for fabric. So I have no qualms with this whatsoever, like I kind of did with the Nobara Figma that had a fabric skirt. Like I get it, it's for posability, but it kind of clashes with the design. This looks perfectly fine, and they definitely nailed his face, and he even comes with a little black kitty cat. So, good Figma. Like it a lot. Kasumi Figma in its prototype phase. I mean, if you really like Figma, this is probably cool, but this character's getting a lot of figures lately, so not really that exciting for me at this point. I'm going to jump forward if you don't mind. Oh, these are cute. They're making Hello Good Smile figures for Joker, Morgana, and Anne. You've definitely seen these before. They're very stylized, chibi little figures of just random characters that Good Smile Company wants to make, and they're jumping into Persona 5. It's nice to see. Okay, the pop-up parade for Cammy got painted. You know, she looks a lot better than Chun Li in my opinion. I guess I just like her face a bit more. But the fact that like her red gloves and her green leotard, plus the yellow braids look so vibrant, there's just something about this paint job that looks a bit better than Chun Li. Though the Chun Li looked perfectly fine outside of the face, I just didn't really like her face very much. But yeah, this Cammy looks fantastic. I just kind of wish she had the camo paint on her legs. That's the only thing that's really missing here that I wish was there, but it is what it is. I mean, she has different designs throughout the game, so it's not like they had to do it. I just would have preferred it. So this one was teased earlier in the week as well, the Chun Li Nendoroid, and it's definitely cute, right? But I feel like it's a bit generic. Her face kind of just looks like any Nendoroid in my opinion. It doesn't scream Chun Li. The rest of the costume definitely does, but not her face. That's just my take, but it still does look very good. I'm just being kind of nitpicky because I really like Street Fighter. Okay, so while I should be really excited about this one, I gotta go on a tiny rant. They decided to make DDD in like the newer art style, which makes perfect sense, and by all means, it looks exactly like the new games do. Maybe not Forgotten Land, but, you know, everything after Return to Dreamland has basically had this DDD art style. And I just don't like it that much. I feel like he looked a lot better in older games, especially in Smash Brothers. He looks perfect in Smash Brothers, and I was kind of hoping he would look at least a little bit like that. But there's something about the eyes and the structure of his face that I'm just not the biggest fan of. But that being said, I am a sucker for Kirby. I have a bunch of the Kirby Nendoroids, and while I missed out on Waddle Dee, I'm hoping that gets re-released, and I'm probably gonna get this anyway. I'm just a sucker for it. But I do want to complain a little bit. I'm just not really that happy with this so far. I hope that the faceplates kind of change my opinion of him though, because I really would like to enjoy this in my collection and not just buy it out of like a necessity to fill a hole that is currently in need of being filled, you know what I mean? This Junko is so close to being in our hands, but she's just not there yet. This painted prototype looks great. I'm just really banking on the faceplates though. I'm hoping she has some phenomenal faceplates. I want something that looks properly crazy and just kind of complements her character. I'm sure at least one of them is gonna be like right up my alley, but I really just can't wait to see it. I don't even really care what accessories she comes with. I just want to know what faceplate she has. This Sophie figure is so darn cute. It's simple, but I just kind of love it for some reason. This expression with the V-mouth is really adorable. And the pose where she has her finger up to her cheek as she's writing in her book. I don't know, there's something really like wholesome about it. The base isn't anything to really write home about, just some books on a rug, but it looks fine. It fits in with the rest of the composition. And I gotta say, these frills on the dress look really nice actually. There's a lot of detail right here. Along with the wrinkles in the dress itself, not only on the frills, but on the dress and the coat. There's a lot of nice sculpting here. I think it's like a properly pleasant looking figure, and hopefully it's not that expensive. Of course, you had to get a Nendoroid as well. It looks great. It looks super cute. Definitely looking forward to seeing how this one turns out. Ryza High Summer Formal version. You know, I don't really like this costume that much. It kind of looks like a weird, sexy funeral thing. And I'm not digging that much. I know I'm just looking at like a 3D render, but I don't know. This one is just not really an exciting Ryza for me. Thankfully, there's like 1 million figures of her, so I don't have to worry about this right now. I'm gonna skip these because we talked about them last week, but I do like them a lot, especially Claudia. I think she looks really cute. Wow, this looks freaking amazing. These like blue undertones, I was not expecting this color scheme. I thought they would lean in a bit more on just like pure white or pink. But this blue looks fantastic on the rest of this dress. And those wings, they look so good. I'm really impressed by this one. I wish I was into Neptunia, because I would maybe buy this like right away. Look how hard they went on the crystals. I thought they would just be like clear crystals, but they properly shaded like a ton of them. They look so nice. Man, and all these colors and details on the flower bouquet attached to the sword. This is a really cute and beautiful, while also being kind of cool as well, wedding figure that has really just kind of taken my heart. I think this is many things, all very positive. This is a really good sculpt. I love this. Wow, another K-Angel figure, huh? Please give me an Ame figure. If you're gonna make pop-up parades, you better make Ame. Still, great to see. A little bit more excited for the Apex Toys version as it's like a better scale, but you know, the more affordable option for like this kind of thing is perfectly fine. And I think it looks good. I think the art style is definitely captured in her face, and it's a cute winking pose too with the peace sign by her eyes. So, nothing wrong with this one whatsoever. But I'm a bit more interested in the Apex Toys one. So yeah, moving on. So Klonoa, which by the way, amazing announcement, absolutely love this, was actually announced about a month ago when the game came out. So not new, but I gotta say, I love the fact that they're doing this. Now, my girlfriend called dibs, so I'm not gonna argue that. I don't really mind. As long as I get to see it in one of our collections, that's cool by me. But yeah, just conceptually, I'm really happy that they're making a Klonoa figure at all. Just really happy to see merchandise from this series. It's such a good franchise. Even if there's not like a ton of games, definitely try them out if you get a chance to, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this looks painted. Also, it's really funny how like his collar, because he's a Nendoroid, is so gigantic that it takes up the entire body. It was kind of like that in the normal costume anyway, but just as a Nendoroid, it looks even goofier because it's like horizontal instead of being, you know, tilted at a diagonal. But either way, one of my favorite announcements from a month ago, but not technically at SmileFest. I was really excited for Jill, but similar to Chun Li, I feel like this face looks really generic. The first time I saw this, it didn't immediately click to me that this was Jill Stingray, and that bums me out. I really wish they tried to capture either the art style of the official art or the in-game art, but they didn't do that at all, so I'm definitely less interested in this now, unfortunately. But I'll keep hope that maybe like the faceplates look good or the accessories are great. Maybe it won't be that expensive, I don't know. I guess it's still on my wish list, but I'm a little bummed out that it's not really like jumping out at me as like something special. Pretty surprising to see Six as a Nendoroid from Little Nightmares, though I do think he's a perfect fit, being a very small character. Hopefully this looks good. I haven't played the game yet. I've been meaning to, just haven't gotten around to it. And yeah, I mean, there's other figures of this game actually. I think Gecko is making a series of minifigures, so there's actually a bit of competition. But yeah, you know, the more the merrier, right? Cerberus from Helltaker. This still does not tell me if I need to buy 3 of these or if it's a batch of 3 in one. I have no idea. They look exactly the same here. It would be kind of weird to have to buy them separately if the gimmick is that they're all together, but I don't know. I really have no idea how to even comment on this one, but the other Helltaker Nendoroids look fantastic, so I'm sure these will look really cute when they're done. But yeah, please just give me the details on these. I'm tired of making guesses on them. Apex Legends Octane. Very interesting Nendoroid choice. Don't know if this is like a perfect fit for the Nendoroids, but Apex is very popular, so Maybe people are more excited about this than me. Man, this Sackboy looked good in his prototype phase, and now it looks like basically like perfection. I'm not huge into Little Big Planet, but this Sackboy Nendoroid looks perfect. This is a perfect figure of this character. It's insanely cute, and the proportions are perfect. I have no idea what he's gonna come with, but even just from a sculpt, this is like a 10 out of 10. It is exactly what you would think a little figure of Sackboy should look like. And I think Good Smile Company has done a bang-up job. Good shit. Cuphead and Mugman got prototypes. These two look adorable. I love how like round and squishy they both look. They kind of look perfect, just like Sackboy. I don't really know what else I could add here. They really brought these two to life, and they're not even painted yet. So I'm kind of sold. I think these two look amazing. I gotta say really quick, I'm so glad they went with the black fur Ralsei instead of the white fur Ralsei. I know it's just supposed to be like obscuring the look of Ralsei, but this design just looks so much better than when Ralsei takes off the hat. Personal preference, but I love this version of him, and it makes me happy to see this. So good on Good Smile Company. I'm glad you made this choice, or maybe it was Toby. I have no idea. Either way, great to see. Okay, so we're officially in the Hololive section of Smile Fest. First up is Amelia Watson, and I never really have that much to say about pop-up parades, but her face looks adorable. I think they did a good job here, which we'll probably be saying repeatedly, as they typically put in a bit more effort for their pop-up parade Hololive figures. But yeah, a very cute rendition of her. Damn, Ina's pop-up parade looks fantastic, actually. These wings and this hair sculpt, I am kind of in love with this one. They did a really good job with her. They definitely backed out on trying to do the tentacles. I don't blame them. It would have cost like, I don't know, 10,000 yen. And I think a lot of people would not want to pay that for a pop-up parade. But she looks adorable. Kiara, probably my least favorite so far. I don't know, it looks just like her, but I guess the sculpt is not necessarily as interesting or as cute to me, so I don't know, personal preference and all that. But hey, they're making her, she looks fine. Okay, moving on to Nendoroids for Ayame. This is a very vibrant Nendoroid. Love her design. Definitely lends itself to being like great for figures. I think a Kotobukiya figure of her is coming out as well. That looks really good. But as far as this Nendoroid goes, one of the better Hololive Nendoroids I've seen so far, but I'm a sucker for this color scheme. White and red with some black and some gold. Perfection. Absolutely love it. Plus the fact that she's like a little Oni girl with like an Oni mask up here. I don't know, I'm just a sucker for this kind of stuff, so I kind of love it. Noel Nendoroid, not painted, but looks cute as well. Always liked her design, but she has some nice scales so far, so I'm not too interested in this one. There's also a Suisei Nendoroid. Not very familiar with her, if I'm being honest. I don't think I've ever really watched anything about her, so not the right person to ask about this one, but she's cute. Flare is getting a Nendoroid as well. I'm sure I'm going to like this one when it's painted. I like her design, so I'm excited to see how that one turns out. Ooh, a surprise announcement. I don't think this one was ever teased. Noel swimsuit version. Makes a lot of sense, knowing this character design. She looks kind of phenomenal, honestly. This body sculpt is fantastic. As you would expect, pretty busty as her character design is. The winking face is really cute, actually. Not awkward whatsoever, doesn't look uncanny like some winking faces do. Love the addition of the sunglasses, this pose over here with the finger sticking out. Love that as well. And you know what? This, like, inflatable ring has, like, a really, I guess, realistic texture to it. It's wrinkled in the right places. It's very shiny. The light is reflecting off of it in a really, like, visually pleasing way. They did a great job with this figure. Maybe the water effect could look a little bit better. There's not tons of like detail in it. It's a bit blobby in a sense, but it still looks good. It's a really pleasant color. It complements the rest of the paint job. And just overall, a very sexy swimsuit figure that I'm actually pretty impressed by. I think this one looks great. Oh, Max Factory brought their Lamy figure here. Okay, this one is adorable. I love this heart antenna. Oh, and this hair sculpt looks so nice. Honestly, like, this entire outfit looks fantastic. Love the coat draping off of her, her thigh highs with the frills on it. The skirt looks really, like, detailed and wrinkly. It's just a really cute design. I need to see this one painted. I'm sure it's gonna look phenomenal when it's done. But even right now, this is a cute sculpt, right? Cute pose, cute face, cute outfit. I don't know what more else you need. So let's jump forward to the next one. You know, for a pop-up parade, this is really vibrant, though I gotta say, if this is like overpriced like the other pop-up parades, I would be a little upset. There's no reason this would cost more than like a normal pop-up parade, but Hololive tax is probably gonna demand it, so that's a bummer, but she is definitely a very cute, vibrant one, so I like it. IMA is getting a pop-up parade as well, so you have options for her. There's actually like 3 figures now for you to choose from, so that's nice. I love Xian's design. I don't watch her. I'm a Korone simp after all, but I've always liked her outfit. She is adorable. The face too, just a lovely face. Definitely looking forward to seeing how this one turns out. Figma Mori, she looks good. Definitely would rather see her as a scale figure than a Figma, but it's turning out good so far. I think her face looks great. I think the scythe is gonna be a badass weapon for a Figma to have. And just overall, you know, nice to see. All right, let's jump forward. Look how cute this Miku is. This face is adorable. I have no idea what this thing is that she's holding. I'm not even gonna take a guess. But I just love this face, and this outfit is adorable. This like little cute sailor dress. Oh man, this is great. Love this one. Definitely want to see more of this one in the future. Man, I'm so bummed out about this one though. This was teased. We all found out that it was the vampire version from Deco 27, and I was really looking forward to it, but then it turned out to be a pop-up parade L. I don't want to hate on that too much, but I just feel like we don't get enough scales of Miku from like actual songs, and when they do it, it turns out to be a pop-up parade, so it's not gonna look as pretty as it could, and I just can't help but be a little disappointed by it. It's still a very cute outfit. It's a very distinct looking Miku, and I guess it won't be that expensive, but I was really hoping she would just get like an affordable scale figure instead. But it is what it is. Let's just jump forward. Oh my god, look how cute this shit is. This is insane. Look at the fucking detail on this sculpt. This hair sculpt is like a 12 out of 10. Look how nice this gradient is. Oh my god, I am kind of in love with this one. Oh, she is gonna cost so much money. I don't think I'm gonna be able to afford it. My god, this looks amazing. I love this color scheme. I knew I would like the outfit because I like red and pink and white together, but this hair sculpt is like out of this world, man. I am just in love with it. The fork, the macaron, the plate, it's all stuff we've seen on the Nendoroid, but blown up and in so much more detail. This Miku is wild. I absolutely love this, and I'm gonna be so bummed out when I can't afford it. But star of the show, probably. I mean, I don't know what else beats this, but I am thoroughly in love with this and impressed. They're making another Miku Symphony figure. The 2022 version, did not see that coming. The other one's not even out yet. But I gotta say, I love this design. This hair sculpt that's like in the shape of a heart, and then like this giant gold ribbon. This is cute as well, man. Miku figures are just the best, I guess. I don't know. Good Smile Company puts so much effort into these Miku figures. We're not even looking at the scale yet. We're just kind of looking at artwork. But we know this is gonna look outstanding when it's done. The other Miku Symphony figure is like one of the best Miku figures ever, in my opinion. And if that's anything to go by, then this one is gonna look just as good. I might even like this one a bit more just because of this golden ribbon. Like, the outfit is pretty similar, the hair is pretty similar, but I just like the idea of sitting on this very sparkly golden ribbon. So looking forward to seeing this one. Absolutely, I want to see more of this for sure. What is this? The Hatsune Miku Digital Stars 2022 version. Look at this sculpt. There's so many like stereos and music equipment on the bottom of this base that she's just standing upon. And like, what is this cloth that is around her? Is it part of the jacket? Is it her hair? I think it's just like some kind of scarf or something. Oh my god, look at this face. This is, you know what? This is even more up my alley than like the cutesy strawberry one. I think that one is still like blowing my mind, but this is a crazy sculpt too. Miku gets so many nice figures, man. I wish Good Smile Company would put even an ounce of this effort into another series, but at least Miku is very like, you know, accessible, widespread, everybody knows it, everybody can get into it. It's just a character design at this point. Like, it doesn't even matter if you like Vocaloid songs anymore or whatever else she does at this point. But this sculpt is crazy cool. This is a badass sculpt. Probably gonna cost a fortune as well. I don't know, but I don't really care. I want to see this one. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this one too. Okay, back to something a bit more normal. The Racing Miku 2021 private version, the one where she's like on vacation. You know, jumping right into this one after those others. It doesn't make you like as impressed, of course, but she's definitely a darling. Like, look at this face. It's so cute. And this like summer dress and hat combo, it's gonna look fantastic. And it won't break the bank. Hopefully. I mean, those other two, oh my god, you're gonna need a loan for those two. This one, on the other hand, should be fairly affordable. This one is a very lewd Miku, the Racing Miku 2022 tropical version. Considering that she's not wearing that much, I guess I don't have that much to say. I bet her stomach is going to be really nice, like the definition there. And I love her bun hair, for sure. Love bun hair on like any figure. So you got me there, good smile, but not really too interested in this one, if I could be honest right now, but I'm sure it'll look good. I'm sure it'll look sexy. Motoroid Racing Miku, so this is a model kit actually, which is why it probably looks a little bit weird. You'll have to put in some effort to make it look, you know, as good as it potentially can. Pop-Up Parade Anya, it looks okay. Not really like my favorite expression. Hopefully this costs like 20 bucks. It's so tiny. Like, I don't know how they're gonna get away with charging, you know, their normal prices for this, but whatever. It's a pop-up parade. You're not really supposed to be blown away by them anyway. Scale figure of Yor and Anya. Seems like something's missing right here. I wonder what that is. Weird. Anyway, I wonder if they're actually in these, like, formal dresses. This is pretty cute. But, yeah, there seems to be a missing thing that should be right here, and I'm kind of bummed out that Good Smile Company is just skipping out on Lloyd completely. What the hell is up with that? Why don't companies make him? Companies are so weird, man. Like, I get it. He's a male character. Who gives a shit? Make a Lloyd. People will buy it. You make the other family members, people are gonna want Lloyd too. Just give the fans what they want. Stop dancing around it. You're being silly right now. Please make a Lloyd to go along with this. Hell yes, dude. Good Smile Company is making a Marin figure, specifically in her bikini, which is not what I'm looking for, but I'm really happy that I no longer have to worry about Aniplex's version. That is way too hard to get. This is gonna probably look better than that. The only qualm is that it's a swimsuit figure, most likely, considering these like little ties you can see right here. So you might not be into that, but I trust Good Smile Company to make this very pretty. So yeah, let's keep going. Let me just say really quick that I have nothing to say about the Harmonia humming dolls. They're just not my kind of thing. I normally think they're kind of creepy looking, and I don't want to offend people just because I'm not into it. That being said, this one specifically doesn't look that bad, and I think anything doll related fits Marin kind of perfectly, but yeah, that's it. That's all I really have to say. Let's jump forward. I guess we're just in the dress up darling section because they had Marin as well in her Nendoroid form, which looks great, but at this point, don't really care. They're making scale figures of her now, so I'm definitely on board with that. But if you're more of a Nendoroid collector, I think Marin's like a must get. It's definitely cute, and I love the attention to detail with like the eyeliner up here. Love that, love the blush. It's a cute face, for sure. Nendoroid dolls for Marin in both her school uniform and the cosplay, very cool. Dude, Max Factory is also making a scale figure of Marin. This is just the best day ever. I am so happy that I have options now for Marin. I don't have to worry about Aniplex anymore, and in fact, this is probably the one I'm gonna get. I really hope they just make her in the school uniform. That's ultimately what I want. I know QQ is gonna get very horny with it, and Good Smile Company is already confirming to make the swimsuit, so please just give me like something that looks like this artwork. I would be so happy if they did that. Ruby Rose Lucid Dream, so she's like in the snowboard gear. It's very cute. I like this kind of stuff. I like wintry outfits, but I don't watch Ruby, so I never have anything to say about it. You're getting a Figma as well. Looks a bit basic. Don't love this expression at the moment, but I'm sure other faceplates and the paint job will look better in the future. Harmonia Humming Ruby, okay. Ruby Rose as a scale figure. All right, if you get this base with like this setup, if this is just like the artwork they're gonna go for, this will probably look pretty damn cool. Like having her emerge from all these thorns and roses and petals and flowers and all that, that's probably gonna be a sick display. But they're really going hard on this design. I wonder why. It's not something I really see that often as a non-Ruby fan, but they seem to really want to make figures for this costume. What is this character's name? Arsenatoria? Okay, I gotta learn that because there's probably gonna be more of her in the future. What a nice sculpt, man. For a series that is kind of like, I don't know, it feels like it's come out of nowhere. She is getting a really pretty figure. This is a fantastic rendition of like the book base where they kind of just put a bunch of books and spells and stuff on the bottom of the base, but she's actually like floating on top of it. The pages are being torn out. The smoke is like billowing out from the spell that's being cast. And not to mention all these little stars that are gonna decorate the base itself. I love this kind of star design on figures. It looks so good. And she's a cutie as well. Like, I gotta say, if you like this character design, might be one to get. Like, I don't know how expensive this is gonna be, but I really like this without knowing anything about this character. Okay, so same series, but this time pop-up parades for Mel, the Cat Kingdom version. as well as Abramelin, if I said that right, the Cat Kingdom version as well. So these characters are just dressed up as cats, I suppose. Almost like swimsuit cats or something. I don't know, very skimpy designs, I gotta say. Licorice Recoil is getting Nendoroids for both of the main characters. I guess it was inevitable. This is a pretty popular series at the moment, and there seems to be a pretty big push, so not unexpected, and you know, they look cute. Also, scale figures for them. Didn't see that coming. I didn't know they had that much staying power, that they would make scale figures for these two as well. Maybe I gotta give this show a try. I don't know yet. Your Lie in April is getting a Nendoroid for Kaori. Wow, that is pretty late. That is a pretty late coming announcement. This is from Good Smile Arts Shanghai. I don't know if there's a difference when it comes to Nendoroids, but you know, it's nice that they're going back to a series that is not forgotten, but it's definitely a bit irrelevant at this point. You know, people still love it, but I don't really see a reason as to make this besides making people happy. So, love those types of announcements. Very cool. Horimiya Kyoko, I've not seen this show. I've heard it's good. Maybe I should give it a shot. Belle is getting a scale figure, proper scale figure from Good Smile Company. I'm probably going to see this movie very soon. I've yet to see it. I just haven't had the time to, but I think my girlfriend wanted to watch it this weekend maybe even, so I might have more to say on this the next time we see this figure. Niji Sanji Lize, Nendoroid. Don't know anything about this character, but I like her color scheme, I like her little birdie, and I like these big boots that she's wearing. I typically do, though, on anime girls. They're cute, that's all I got. They made a scale figure of this character, and it looked beautiful, but I don't know if making her into a Nendoroid is that interesting. I mean, I guess, but is it really needed? I feel like the scale figure was perfectly fine, not even very expensive for what they were like putting on offer. It was very detailed, had a ton of like background elements to it. So this is neat, but ultimately not that exciting in my opinion. Papa Parade Shizuka Kuze and Takopi. I have no idea what this is. I've never heard of it, but they're getting a Papa Parade, so that's cool, I guess. More figures from this series. Takopi is getting a soft vinyl figure. It's cute, but it's really simple. I mean, how much does this cost to make? Like 10 bucks? I hope this isn't expensive for what it is. He's also getting a Nendoroid. I guess I gotta look into this series if they're gonna make 3 figures out of nowhere for it. Never heard a single soul talk about this series, but might be one to look out for. Do we really need a 3rd Nendoroid for Rin in her school uniform? I feel like they're overdoing it a little bit, but I mean, if people are buying it, I'm not gonna knock ya. She's definitely cute. I love her design, but I just feel like at this point, they're kind of just like ringing us out for like all we're worth. Nadeshiko is following suit as well, a school uniform version. Okay, whatever. I can't hate on these character designs. They're great, but I think at this point, people have already bought what they wanted from Yuru Camp. Harmonia Humming for both of them, okay. Harmonia Humming for Zero, too. Nendoroid for Komichi, Akebi. I've seen this artwork before, but I've not seen the show. It's very distinct. I'm looking forward to seeing how this one turns out, but I don't know anything about it. A couple of Cuckoos is getting some pop-up parades. Erika, of course. Sachi, of course. Hiro. Nendoroid Mommy from Rent a Girlfriend. Had to be made. Nice to see her painted. Looks pretty cute. Nothing really outstanding or, you know, standing out to me to talk about. But, you know, a necessary evil in a sense. They have to make this. Oh shit, they're making date-style versions for all of the quintuplets. I did not see that coming. I thought they were going to play favorites with Miku. And I've said before, I think that Miku figure looks phenomenal. So these are all probably gonna follow suit. The only one painted right now is Yotsuba. And I gotta say, she's probably my least favorite of the sculpt so far. Not my least favorite character, I just feel like the date style costume she has on right now, it kinda looks a bit basic. It almost even looks like a school uniform thanks to this collar. I like the boots, I like the overall color scheme to it, but it's not as interesting as like the other costumes like Itsuki here. She's chomping down on like a crepe and a churro, I think. Love this winter coat. Absolutely stunning sculpt. Nino looks really good. I guess I have to see how it's painted, but I like this costume a little bit more. The thigh highs and the coat and the dress right here. They just look really cute and fashionable. Ichika is handing me some coffee, a very cute little detail. And I love the sweater. Not all of them have the sweater tops, but a few of them do. And I think Good Smile Company is really good at sculpting that kind of thing. So I'm happy to see them. And I think if you're a fan of this series, these are the 5 to get. I don't know if you need all of them, but if you're planning to get every girl, then I think these are the ones to look out for. They are stunning. This is an interesting one. Nendoroid Nezuko Demonization version. Funny name. Didn't think this would happen. Makes sense though. They gotta pump out more of these Demon Slayer figures. But as a Nendoroid, I feel like this design isn't really the best fitting. I don't know. It's really cool when it happens in the show and probably in the manga. But I don't know. I feel like it would look better as like a proper scale. That's just me. Whatever. It technically looks very good. I just would prefer it to be a scale figure. Papa Parade Obanai Iguru. Not very familiar with this guy, so I don't have anything to say about him, unfortunately. Nendoroid doll for Giyu, of course. Nendoroid doll for Rengoku, of course. Papa Parade Hawks, did not see that one coming. They're also making a Nendoroid for him, so they're going a bit hard on the Hawks. I don't read the manga anymore. I'm also a bit behind on the anime, so I don't know how relevant he is right now, but I know he's a fan favorite, so makes sense. Nice to see that they're making more figures of not the students, basically. I still have not seen this movie yet. When is it going to be digital? When can I see this movie without going in a movie theater? But they're making a Figma of the main guy, Yuta. Pretty cool to see. They're also making a Figma of Toge Inumaki. That's nice. Reiner's getting a pop-up parade. That's pretty sick. Loving the Reiner representation lately. It took all the way until the final season for it to happen, but my boy's finally getting the justice he deserves. And I think it looks good. A nice alternative if you don't want to get the Nendoroid, which, you know, maybe some people don't. Nendoroid doll Levi is being made. Pretty cool. This one just looks funny. The Eren Yeager Attack Titan Nendoroid. It's a pretty cute rendition of him. Very built, very muscular. Probably should have came out a lot sooner than right now, but I guess better late than never, right? Mikasa, the final season version, which makes me wonder, are they going to make more characters in this, like, newer outfit? I think it looks good. It's not my favorite version of her, but it is more relevant nowadays, and people will probably want the newer version of her, so it's a good call. Nendoroid sitting down. Who cares? Does anyone care about these? I really don't care about these. Skip, 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 skip. Okay, John is getting a Nendoroid, actually. In his old school design, the younger version of him, I guess. If this artwork is anything to go by, interesting. Sasha as well. Wow, okay, finally getting a Sasha. They are listening to the fans on this one for sure. Took a long time, but they finally did it. Ooh, I like that they're making Annie, though. That's a good call. But where is her nose? She's supposed to have a more prominent nose. That's weird. Why are they making the Cart Titan, though? Just make Peak. Everyone would want Peak. Not this version of her, or at least I think so. If they put all of this extra stuff on this little Nendoroid, it's going to cost a lot of money, too. So I feel like this isn't going to sell very well, but whatever. Their call. Pop-Up Parade Mikey was only a matter of time, really. The Tokyo Revengers series is feeling like the new Haikyuu, which I think we'll see in a minute. They're making a pop-up parade for Chifuyu, of course. Gotta make more pop-up parades for Tokyo Revengers. Nendoroid dolls for Mikey and Draken. I guess they're not out yet. I thought they were, but maybe I'm thinking of the normal Nendoroids instead. Nendoroid doll for Chifuyu. Harmonia humming for Mikey. Don't like it, but I said I wouldn't be mean to these. Nendoroid Takashi, at least this is a different character. And then for the final one, we have this soft vinyl figure of Tokyo Revengers Mikey. This kind of abomination, if I'm being honest. I hate the way this thing looks. But yeah, just a ton of Tokyo Revengers. Orange Rouge is going super hard on this. And I think we're actually in the Orange Rouge section, so forgive me that I'm probably not going to have that much to say about any of them. Hanako-kun is getting a doll. His Nendoroid looks perfectly fine, but I guess if you're more into dolls instead, and I guess if you missed out on that other Nendoroid, this is a second chance, so to speak, to get something of Hanako-kun in your collection. Okay, so what do we got here? Italia World, Nendoroid Romano, as well as Prussia. Haikyuu is getting K as a pop-up parade. Nice to see. Nendoroid Surprise, Haikyuu Nationals Arc. So they're going a bit harder on the Nendoroid Surprise than I thought they would be. These are essentially slightly smaller Nendoroids, which is kind of cool, I guess. I don't get why they're doing it for Haikyuu. They should do it for characters like Anya, so that she could actually be proportionally small with the other Nendoroids. But I digress. This could be interesting. I really want to see how they expand on this line. But right now, they're kind of only doing Haikyuu, so it is what it is. Hopefully, these are affordable, because otherwise, I don't really get the appeal of these right now. Escape the Infinity is getting Reki, as well as Langa. I've never seen that series. Let me know if it's worth watching in the comments down below. Ritsuka from Given, as well as Mafuyu, are getting Nendoroids. Never heard of this series either. I'm apologizing for my lack of information. blue lock Nendoroids for Yoichi and Seishiro. Don't know these characters either. There's a bit of a trend here with Orange Rouge, and I think you're seeing it. World Trigger, I'm at least familiar with this show, though I haven't seen it either. Yuma Kuga is getting a Nendoroid. He looks fine. I gotta be honest, I think it's kind of weird that they're making a Stan Lee Nendoroid now, of all times. It looks good by all means, but I kind of wish this happened a long time ago instead. But whatever, this is kind of like a touchy subject we can get into, and I don't really have time for that right now. So make your own opinion of this, but I guess technically, looks good, sure, but I won't be buying it. Okay, Good Smile Art Shanghai is making a Genjo Sanzo, another character I just don't know. But he's smoking a little cigarette, and he's got a little gun, so that's kinda neat. Why do I feel like I know these characters? Xion and Nezumi. I feel like I know them, but I just can't recall it at the moment. But either way, they're both getting Nendoroids, and because they're just artwork, I don't have to stress out about talking about them for any longer. You make a Dark Magician Girl figure, it's gonna look cute, no matter what. She just has like the best design ever. Absolutely love her. For like a $15 figure, really not that bad. I don't want to ignore Yami though, he looks great as well. In fact, I like their attempt at making like his glossy pants with this like striped decal here. It's a good look. It actually does kind of represent how his costume is supposed to look visually. This is a good call too. Hello figures for Simon, Kamina, Yoko, and Nia. I think Trigger seems to get a lot of these Hello figures. Seems like they have a good relationship with Good Smile Company at the very least. And hey, more Gurren Lagann always is gonna put a smile on my face. To me, this Nendoroid of socks from Buzz Lightyear just kind of feels like Pixar is marketing the movie towards me. Like, I don't really know how well this movie did in the box office, but they're making the little cats into a Nendoroid. Is that really necessary? I haven't seen it yet. Maybe it's a good character. But there's nothing really that interesting here. It's just a cat with a horrible seam line right down the face. So, yeah, whatever. So once again, I am face to face with perfection. Here we have the Rilakkuma and Kiritori Nendoroid sets. I mean, they really do look perfect. They're very simple character designs, don't get me wrong, but if you're gonna make a Nendoroid, then I would hope it looks very faithful to the character, and I don't know how much more faithful you can get than these two right here. I love these two. You know, I don't really collect merchandise for Rilakkuma, but I like the show a lot, and that new special that's coming out on Netflix, I'm really eagerly looking forward to seeing. I loved that original show, so consider me a fan, I guess. These look great. Who are these like little guys supposed to be? Chikawa, Hachiware, and Usagi. These are really simple designs. It's just like Rilakkuma, but I don't know them. They almost look like stickers, like online or something. Maybe that's what they are. I'm not familiar with them, but considering I liked Rilakkuma, I'm probably gonna think these look good when they're done as well. I just hope they're not very expensive. Last time I saw these, I kind of questioned why they were being made, and I gotta say, I'm not loving the way Elmo turned out. His head is gigantic, and it's big normally, yes, but on this tiny little body, it looks very strange. Cookie Monster, on the other hand, looks a bit better. Has a bit of like a grimace body, but I think that's kind of what Cookie Monster looks like in general anyway, so Cookie Monster looks pretty good. Elmo, on the other hand, looks a bit weird. Don't like these proportions. It's gonna happen sometimes with Nendoroids, but not the biggest fan of this execution. But please make me a Kermit the Frog. I want Kermit. Please. Gachipin and Mooku. I'm guessing this one's Muku. I wonder if he actually has googly eyes on the Nendoroid. That might be a first for Nendoroids now that I'm thinking about it. But I definitely like the green guy a little bit more. I don't know what he reminds me of. Kind of like Bubble Bobble, like Bub and Bob. There's something about it that kind of reminds me of them a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this is something that would eventually be made anyway. Considering I know these characters just from like, I guess osmosis, I've seen them around, but don't really know too much else about them, so let's jump forward to the next announcement. I feel like this Arya figure of Akari has been in production for so long, but it's nice to see that they're at least still attempting to make it. I think there's another one as well. Alice? I don't know if she's new. I think she is. I don't remember ever seeing her, but more Arya, the better. Love to see that representation. Next up is the rebuild of Evangelion Papa Parade Asuka. It looks okay. You know, this different outfit from the final movie. It's a nice looking Papa Parade. Next up is Farmer Ray. Love that. Perfect fit for a Papa Parade in my opinion. Gotta represent former Ray. You know what this is? This is the same artist that did that Alter Ray, the Millennium's illustration version. I think that's the name of it. You know what I'm talking about, the one that was like B-Box and Alter related. This is the same artist, and that means this is probably going to look fantastic. So now I'm kind of bummed out that I might like this one more than that one, but hopefully not. But if you didn't buy that, then hopefully you like this one more, I guess. But still, more beautiful Eva figures is okay by me. Good Smile Company is actually making a proper scale figure for Asuka. I can't really recall the last time they made a figure for her. But I gotta say, I don't like her face. I feel like this doesn't look like Asuka to me. The outfit, the body sculpt, the creases, and the floating rock, all of that looks great. But her face, I don't really like it that much. I wish I did, because the rest of it's fantastic. But I don't know, right now, it's more exciting than, I don't know, than great, in my opinion. Ray as well, wow, the long hair version of Ray. Again though, her face isn't perfect to me. A little bit better, but not necessarily like the Eva art style that I like. Maybe you disagree, but I'm not in love with these. I wish I was. But I guess I save some money in the end if I don't end up enjoying these two when they're painted. Good hair sculpt though. Obviously she's gonna have a ton of hair, with the long hair version being emphasized here. So at least she's got that going for her. But yeah, slightly disappointed unfortunately. Definitely didn't see this one coming. Macross is getting so many figures lately. I think there's an anniversary going on. That's probably why. This is like an idol figure or like a band, marching band kind of thing. I don't exactly know what this costume's supposed to be, but it's very intricately detailed. There's a lot in this costume. I love the energy of it, the way it's kind of posed to be flowing into the back of the figure itself. Hair sculpt looks phenomenal. Face looks very good. The only thing I don't really like is, I guess, the name. I don't know, I feel like it's a bit tacky. I never really like it when figures slap their name in such like a giant way onto figures. I would rather it be printed like flat on the base if they had to do it, but it's not a deal breaker or anything. I just, prefer one over the other. Ranka's also getting one. I like Ranka a bit more. I'm not even into Macross, but Ranka is adorable. Again, I'm not exactly sure which type of costume this is supposed to be. I'm just gonna call them like idol costume. They're celebratory. It doesn't really matter. Chobits is getting a Nendoroid for Chi, huh? That is not expected at all. Great announcement. A lot of people are probably happy about that one. Chobits fans are eating good. Nendoroid for Erza Scarlet. Did we not have this yet? Is there really not a Nendoroid for her, or is this just a different outfit? I can't recall off my head, but I mean, hey, she's cool. Love to see it. Pop-Up Parade for her as well in the Grand Magic Royale version. Not familiar with this costume. I don't watch Fairy Tail. Is she just wearing like underwear under this jacket? I wonder what's going on here. I mean, it wouldn't really surprise me. A lot of the costumes and designs of Fairy Tail lean a bit more on the sexy side, so whatever. Lucy is also getting a pop-up parade for the Grand Magic Royale costume, and it's cute. In fact, I kind of like it more than the XL version. Honestly, I think this face looks a bit better than that one. So I guess normal pop-up parades are winning in the end. I'm not familiar with this series, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle, but this is the guy from Cardcaptor, right? I guess there's something about Clamp that they're doing that I'm not very familiar with, but they're making a Nendoroid of this guy, so that's kind of neat. Can't see anything about it, though. As well as okay, well, I guess this has to be Cardcaptor related? I don't know what this is. But it's cool, right? I like seeing this different rendition of these two characters, or I guess I will like seeing it when it's not a silhouette. But yeah, more Clamp stuff, very nice. I was wondering when these were going to show up, but they finally revealed more Nendoroids for Yu Yu Hakusho. All the main characters, Kurama, Hiei, and Kuwabara. Now let me just go back really quickly. Kurama's painted, gotta imagine he's gonna come out very soon. He looks perfect. I think all of these costumes are based off of the Dark Tournament arc, if I'm remembering correctly. And it's nice to see some Yu Yu Hakusho stuff. I wish they would get more figures. There's only really the Kotobukiya ones to choose from, which look great, don't get me wrong, but it's nice to get more options. Hiei looks really good. Kuwabara has a gigantic head. It looks very funny, but I don't really care. The face, like art itself, looks great. It looks spot on. Maybe they'll tweak that a little bit. I don't really know, but I love seeing that these three are getting figures along with Yusuke, who came out a while ago, so it took a bit of time before we finally got these. Nendoroid Hao from Shaman King. I think he looks great. I think he came out really well. The paint job looks superb. Nendoroid dolls for Rem and Ram if you're interested in those two. I'm not. Nendoroid Fapata. You know, I feel like this looks a little bit weird. It's one of those situations where the proportions aren't really working for me, unfortunately. Doesn't look that bad by any means, but I'm not in love with it right now. Might look better in the future, though. Papa Parade Nanachi. This looks pretty basic. The fur texture is okay, but considering the price point, you can't really expect much. And I'm not blown away by this face. I think it looks a bit bland, a bit lifeless right now. So, I mean, for a budget figure, it's fine, but there's a lot of Nanachi that you could get instead of this one. So, I'm gonna move forward. Faputa's Pop-Up Parade. You know, I'm probably gonna say the same things when it's painted, but right now, I think this looks a little bit better than the Nendoroid of hers. I guess it's just the proportions, right? I think considering her size and something going a little wrong with that Nendoroid, at least in my opinion, this one is coming out on top, at least right now for me. I've never heard my girlfriend so excited for a Nendoroid before until today, where she showed me this. She like went through the gallery before me, and she was just so excited about this. And all I know about Saint Tail is that I see the manga whenever I go in her room. I just know that she really loves this series. And it's just one of those like never ever things where it's just like they're making a Saint Tail figure in 2022. I'm pretty sure this series is like completely dead at this point. So for a lot of people out there, this is like kind of a mind-blowing announcement. It's just a Nendoroid, mind you, but it's one of those things where you just never expect it to happen, and then it does. So I'm really happy for you guys. I'm sure there's some people watching this that will love this announcement. And I mean, I'm really close to somebody who is just like freaking out over this one. So yeah, it makes me happy seeing people just genuinely excited for stuff like this, and I like to see it. Man, I'm starting to get a little tired. This is a very long video. Next up is the Pop-Up Parade Ariri Spencer from Saikano. These are the bunny figures. It's a cute bunny figure. It's a good costume, actually, but it's a pop-up parade. They're not gonna live up to the freeing scales, but you know, I'll give them credit. The costume's cute, so I like it well enough. Oh, wow, they're finally making Chiho from The Devil is a Part-Timer. You can finally get a McDonald's Nendoroid. It only took them like 10 years and the, I guess, airing of season 2. If this came out like when that first season was airing, I might have bought this. Nowadays, I don't know if I care enough anymore. It just took so long to happen. But if you're still into this series, I think this is pretty neat. Shuna is getting a Nendoroid from Reincarnated as a Slime. Love her eye decals. I think this is a really cute looking Nendoroid, actually. I should watch this series at some point. I've only seen a couple episodes. I need to get properly, you know, invested in this. There's too many figures that I never have anything to comment on because I've yet to see Slime. I just didn't know it would be this popular. But I'll get on that sooner than later. But yeah, Shuna is cute. This is the best Kurisu, bar none. This is the best Steins Gate and Kurisu figure I have ever seen. My god, this is immaculate. It's photoshopped as shit, don't get me wrong, but there are normal photos floating around at the event that look amazing. They went so hard on this base. All of these computer monitors, I guess the towers themselves, there's like paper down here, whatever the hell that's supposed to be, cell phones, wires, there's just so much going on in this background. It looks amazing. And then she herself, I love this pose of her. I love this hair sculpt. I love this expression, the hand on the hair, just kind of like messing around with it. It's just beautiful. I don't know what else to say. If you're a Steins Gate fan, if you're a Kurisu fan, this has to be a must get, right? Like, I can't imagine skipping out on this one. Phenomenal figure, one of the best of the event, absolutely. Man, talk about a bit of whiplash from that last one to this one. This is the Dawnfall Empress Awakened version. Looks a bit cheap. These wings don't look particularly that nice, and the rest of the outfit doesn't look particularly that nice either. The face doesn't look that good. I don't know. I don't really like it. I'm sorry. I hate shitting on these, but I'm just not into it. Alright, I guess I'll just shut my mouth really quick. This is the scale figure version of Empress and the Black Trike. Not the first time we're seeing Empress with her bike. We've seen that from Spirit Tail in a, you know, much more interesting composition. But I gotta believe that Good Smile Company's sculpting and detailing are gonna be better than Spirit Tail's. Like, this cannon looks a lot better than Spirit Tail's, in my opinion. And I think the bike will probably look better as well. Also, her stomach is so toned. I just wish that she was in a much more like energetic pose, I guess. She's kind of just like sitting there, getting ready to drive, but I don't know. I think the Spirit Tail one still wins overall, but like, I don't know, that tummy cannot be understated. That shit looks good. And this gun also just looks great as well. Really nice looking sculpt, but there's a lot of competition now, so not sure if this is the best one on the market right now. Strengths Nendoroid, don't love the expression. I like this character design, but I'm not a big fan of this expression. I do like the way they painted her arms though. It's very like metallic-y. Very good. Nendoroid Miyako Hoshino, very basic, very bland. I don't know this character, so I can't help but be unimpressed by it. I'm sorry. Shvi is getting a Figma. That's cool, I guess. At least her joints will be fairly well hidden, though not enough, because like the elbows and the knees, they're not really like the robotic parts of her. But at least like, you know, over at her shoulders, that'll be hidden. And it'll probably lend itself to being a nice Figma overall. 1/6 scale figure of Mikan, the dress shirt version from Hobby Stock. Okay? I mean, what is there to say? It's just Mikan in a slightly oversized dress shirt. It looks cute. Don't love her expression though. I think they could have done a little bit better there. And the hair sculpt is not necessarily that impressive either, but it might look fine in the end. The paint job will definitely determine that. 1/7 scale figure of Emul. What the fuck is going on with her face? What is this? What is this mouth? I can't see it. I can't zoom in on it. Something looks wrong there. I think it's just the render. This isn't even a figure, it's just a render. But my god, is that horrifying. I don't like this. Let's move forward. Nendoroid Mito from Sword Art Online, the movie. Don't know this character. If you do, that's cool. A Sword Art Online board game. Not my wheelhouse. Not gonna talk about this. There's also a Konosuba board game. It's kind of cool that they're getting into board games, but again, don't know anything about this, so more information is definitely required on these. This one's a cute design, Ichihime from Mahjong Soul. Not a series I'm familiar with, again, but just, you know, cute little cat girl playing some Mahjong. Can't go wrong. I'd rather see a scale, though. I think she would look great as a scale, but I think her face lends well to being a Nendoroid. I think it'll look really cute when it's done. Blue Archive, Karin, Bunny Girl. Was this not announced? I think the maid version was announced, actually, so this is new, for sure. Definitely waiting to see one of these figures actually come out. I love this character design. It's very sexy, but I don't think we have anything past a prototype yet. So, I don't know, a bit bummed out that we don't have more on Karin. But the artwork looks good. It looks better than the other one in my opinion, so I'm more interested in this, honestly, than the maid. Blue Archive Aru. I love this character design. It's so good. I didn't even know this was from Blue Archive. I just see this girl spammed on Twitter all the time. But man, I love this like office outfit that she has, the coat, the horns kind of coming out of her neck, and this like very mean, stern look that she has on, very smug. Beautiful, wonderful character design. Can't wait to see more. Nendoroid Shiroko from Blue Archive. Bet those ears are gonna look nice as a Nendoroid, very fluffy. Princess Connect Redive Figma Coco. Oh, she's getting a Figma. That's nice, but she has a lot of pretty scales, so I don't know. This one's not too exciting for me. Definitely want to see her scales more than the Figma. Gold Chip Figma, a bit disappointed by the last Figma I saw from Uma Musume, so I don't think I'm gonna love this one, but I like this character a bit more. So maybe it'll turn out a bit better this time, but I'm not holding my breath. Figma for Nice Nature, not a character I really am into. Scale figure, actually, from Max Factory of Narita Bryan. Don't know if I've ever seen her. I don't recall. Bit on the punk side, I guess, this plaid skirt, the tattered coat. Well, I guess that's really it. Maybe like the asymmetrical boots kind of lends to that as well. Good character design. Not my favorite though, but I like seeing scale figures from this series. Scale figure for Biwa Hayahide. Never seen her as well. Not really my kind of character design. Just some bias right there, but hey, probably will look pretty. Max Factory is an amazing company after all. Oh, this is that Bourbon-like robot girl, the cyborg of unmatched precision from Uma Musume. I love this base, this like perspective kind of going into the background with like that digitized cyber look to it. That looks really sick. Now, I don't know what these are behind her. I don't think it's her hair. Might just be some ribbons or something like that. I wish I could see her from other angles to kind of, you know, get a feel for what I'm looking at. But it's a really nice kind of dynamic sculpt. I like this one a lot, actually. Pretty good. This was one of the horse girls that I was looking forward to seeing. Majira Mcqueen is finally painted. Very vibrant, love the shade of like lavender for her hair. The costume's very cute, the pose is very cute. But I don't think I'm gonna get it. I think I'm gonna go with Dye with Scarlet instead. You know, I don't need a ton of figures from this series. But I think she's a darling. I really like this one. It's super cutesy, super vibrant and adorable, but I don't know. I don't need it. But I think if you like her, this is really cute. More Uma Musume. Ogiri Cap is getting a scale figure from Good Smile Company. Not loving this character design, so this one is definitely not for me. A vampire horse girl. I think that's a new one. I don't think I've ever heard that before. But Rice Shower is definitely cute. And this figure is definitely going to be very festive in terms of like, you know, Halloween related. And I'm looking forward to it. I like the color schemes that these Halloween figures typically have. And when you put it on a cute girl like Rice Shower, it's going to get me a little excited. What is this like Splatoon 2-esque color scheme for her jacket? That's all I can think of. It looks exactly like the cover. But Twin Turbo here, we've seen her before. I think we've seen this Nendoroid before. And I'm pretty sure I commented on how I like her weird spirally eyes and her shark teeth. It makes her look a little crazy, and I kind of just love that. This like gradient on her hair though, I was not expecting this shade of like very like rich blue to aqua. It's kind of harsh, but I like it nonetheless. Out of all the horse girls I've seen so far, she is very distinct from a lot of them. And I think that's why I like her. I hope she gets more figures in the future, but this Nendoroid is definitely something I like. Dye with Scarlet is so cute, man. I love her. She is my horse waifu. But you know what? As cute as this Nendoroid is with the little fang and the long twin tails, and I know the color scheme already, so I'm gonna love it. There's a Max Factory scale on the way, and I really like that one. I don't think a lot of people are ordering it, but I might take the plunge on that. But if you can't afford that one, because it is limited, this is a really cute version of her, so nothing wrong with this whatsoever. But trying to slow down on Nendoroids, so yeah. Toketeo Nendoroid, I mean, she's like the main character, right? Gotta make her. Surprised she doesn't already have one, honestly, but maybe she's not the most popular. Maybe I know less about this series than I think I do. But yeah, I mean, I like her enough, but not really enough to buy anything for her. So yeah, I don't know, basic announcement for me. I've already kind of said my piece on Majira Mcqueen, so I've established I like her. I think this Nendoroid looks cute. I guess I didn't talk about like what accessories these are gonna come with, but I feel like it would be kind of similar to the Figma. I don't know what else they'd get besides like a microphone and some kind of like dust effects for when they're running. I hope I'm kind of surprised on these, but they might be sort of like the Love Live ones where they're very bare just because they have to make a lot of them. ZB26, we've talked about this voluptuous lady last time during the One Fest hype. She looks great. In fact, I think the shading on the skin looks better than those other photos. So it's an improved figure from last time. I think she looks even better now than she did before. Pop-Up Parade Astolfo, you know, not bad. It looks pretty cute for a pop-up parade. Though I do wonder the quality of the paint, especially for the gold. I'm always very nitpicky on gold because that's kind of the hardest color to paint. Besides like black, I guess, I don't know, things can go definitely very wrong if you use a cheap gold paint. So hopefully they're, you know, taking steps to prevent that. Pop-up parades for Ruler and Avenger, so 2 Joan of Arc pop-up parades. And you know what, it kind of fills in a little bit of a niche where people who love these characters but can't afford any of their scales because they're usually pretty extravagant, now they get an option to buy one of their favorite characters. So while I don't think they'll be very impressive compared to what is already on the market, it does satisfy some people who just can't, you know, afford the bigger scale stuff. This paint job on this Figma looks really nice, though it might just be Photoshop in a very darkly lit room. But this is the Berserker Mysterious Heroine X Alter. I like her. I don't know anything about her, though. But I do like this costume. I do like how, I guess, edgy it is. This, like, creepy face that she has. It's a cool one for sure. I want to see what accessories she comes with. Pop-Up Parade Mordred. I don't have that much to comment on, but I definitely like her face. I think it's a pretty good face for a pop-up parade, at the very least. And I like her costume too, but I mean, that's just Mordred in general. Ooh, this one's got a lot of potential. The Skaha Scotty caster. Now, I don't think I've ever seen her as a caster before. Normally Lancer, right? But this is a really nice looking dress. Her face looks amazing. The hair sculpt looks pretty good. Love the boot design. She's standing on crystals, which hopefully look like the Neptune crystals, because, man, I'm still impressed by those. Like, I just want to see more of this. I don't exactly know what her color palette's supposed to be. Likely a lot of purple, but I'm not sure if it leans in more towards like whites or black as well. I've seen both. I don't know exactly which version of it this is. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're going to kill it. I'm sure this is going to look really pretty when it's done. So I want to see more. Another Meltrius figure. Alter just showed off their version of her. But we get penguins with this one, which is a pretty big advantage. I love this little guy. He's so cute. But I gotta say, besides these penguins, I like the Alter version way more. Her face is so much cuter there. The pose is a little bit better. And even like the hair sculpt, specifically how it was like spilling out of the hood, it just looks so good, so premium. This one, which I'm pretty sure is one-to-one with artwork, kinda looks basic. It almost looks like a pop-up parade to me. Like if I didn't know the scale of this, I would not be surprised if someone told me this was a pop-up parade. I don't know, I'm just not really blown away by the sculpt right now. We definitely need to see how it's painted and shaded and all of that, but even so, the pose is just like so much better on the Alter one that I don't really think it's a competition. I think that one is the one to get. So Altria Caster is getting a 1/7 scale figure from Good Smile Company. Now this is just an announcement, but I'm pretty sure another company, maybe like Stronger or Aniplex, has made this exact character in this exact pose before. So I gotta believe it's not gonna look like this art. They'll do something different with her. But if you're interested in this, you can kind of get a good idea already as to what to expect, because she's probably gonna be a pretty massive scale. So prepare your wallets for this one. I can already see that there is a bunch of Tsukehime announcements, but none of them look very extravagant, so let's kind of just run through them really quickly. First up is a Figma of Accrued, and then following that I think is another Figma of Seal, which is nice. I like this character design. I think she might have something better coming up pretty soon. Next up is a Pop-Up Parade for Accrued, a Pop-Up Parade for Seal, Hisui is getting a Pop-Up Parade, Kohaku is getting a Pop-Up Parade, Pop-Up Parade for Akiha, so they're making a bunch of pop-up parades for all these characters. Nendoroid Accrued, which looks exactly as I would expect her Nendoroid to look. Seal Nendoroid, though in the school uniform instead of that like battle costume, which I like a bit more. A 1/7 scale figure from Good Smile Company of Accrued in this really pretty dress. Yeah, I want to see this one for sure, but unfortunately, just an announcement. Seal, 7th Scripture, 3rd Cause of Death, Blood Loss, Blade. That is a silly name for sure, but it's a Good Smile Company 1/7 scale figure, and this is the costume that I like, and she's got a gigantic sword or cleaver or something behind her. This is probably going to look badass when it's done. I really want to see this one for sure in the future. Probably the best Tsukehime announcement for me so far. Scale figure of Accrued, once again, totally different design though, in this very formal, almost saber-like dress, I suppose. Very, very long hair. Likely is going to look so stunning when it's done, but that might wrap it up for Tsukehime, so hopefully you saw something there if you enjoyed the series that you like. I don't think I've said booba in this video, so thankfully we have the Yozakura Sexy Nurse version, a 1/4 scale figure from Hobby Stock. I'm not very familiar with Hobby Stock quarter scales. In fact, I don't know how many they make, but if you want this Sexy Nurse version of Yozakura, then you got your chance now to get one. Hanayame Dog Pet Girlfriend, kind of degenerate. Well, very degenerate. I believe this is based off of cosplay. I know I've seen that before, but I can't find the image right now. She looks very pretty though. Like, all things considered, yes, it's a girl with a chain and a collar, whatever. Her face looks lovely. The chest is, you know, pretty busty. Looks very sexy as well. This costume, this like lingerie, looks fantastic. The belts around her legs are obviously gonna cause some nice skin indentation. Hopefully the tail is very nice and fluffy and well shaded when it's done. Yeah, this one kind of exceeded my expectations. I thought this would be a kind of, not to say shitty, but a weird gimmicky figure based off of some like actual cosplay that I wouldn't like, but in fact I kind of do like it. It turned out really good. I love that Max Factory just seems to love Guyver. I never see any like new shows or things about Guyver, but they are always down to make more of this guy. And to be fair, his design is sick. I've always liked it. There's a ton of Figma. This is the 2.0 version of it. So I guess it's just gonna be better and more updated. And yeah, I'm gonna like seeing it, but I actually don't own anything of Guyver because I've never seen it before. It seems like a pretty old franchise at this point. But, I mean, that's perfectly fine. I like when they make older things. I'm just not, you know, in the know about it. Cobra the Space Pirate pop-up parades were shown off. Cobra and Lady. These actually look really nicely shaded for pop-up parades. Also, that bulge is nothing to scoff at. Very prominently detailed right there. Lady is also looking a lot better than I thought she would. I just like this this shade of blue. It's very like shiny and reflective and rich in tone. It just looks great. For a pop-up parade, I think these two are some of the best pop-up parades I've seen, honestly. Oh, these are cute. The Dr. Mariki art figure collection. Look at these little bear angels. The kitties in the sweater, the like dog, or maybe it's also a bear that's in his pajamas with the plushie. I don't know how you can't love these. They're so adorable. Hopefully they don't cost that much. These are pretty distinct as far as Good Smile Company goes. And I wouldn't mind seeing more of these, like, I guess, artist collaborations. Flowers for Twin Tails, and a cloak that almost looks like a lily. Now, if that's not something that screams beautiful sculpt, then I don't know what does. Because this has a ton of potential, man. I really want to see this one, even in its prototype phase. I want to see what they're thinking with this alpha character from Plantopia. Very cool staff on this NH01 Figma. There's even like a locket of sorts chained to the bottom of it. But I'm not very familiar with this character or the artist. I don't even know if this is from something. Really just another Figma announcement for me. Pop-up parade for She from Heavy Armed High School Girls. Good pose, but a little dangerous for the pop-up parade line, considering, you know, they're not the most expensive figures, so they're not going to put a lot of effort into making sure it doesn't lean in over time. A little worried about that, but she looks pretty cool. Figma Hamet from False Lander. I love the wing scale, and I think a lot of that is translating over into this Figma. Even like the translucent cloth down here, it just looks great. I think this is a really nice looking Figma, honestly, but as a scale collector, I'm definitely going to jump on that scale if I decide to get her. Figma Sophia F. Shearing Bikini Armor version. You know, I think we saw her at Amakuni's booth or something at One Fest. I know we've seen this character before as a scale, but she's also getting a Figma as well in bikini armor. I can't recall exactly what that other scale was because it was just an announcement, so forgive me for my lack of information. I just recalled the character's name. From the same series, we're also getting Veronica Sweetheart with this giant cleaver greatsword. I like her face. I like this color scheme too. And if the sword itself is transparent, that's probably going to look pretty cool as well. But I think that kind of wraps it up for most of the main announcements. The rest of the announcements, I'm going to just kind of like run through really quickly. The Halloween Ghost pouch, which is actually pretty cute. Acrylic stand decorations for a cafe. Just some acrylic stands, so not something I like that much. Parts Collection Cafe, if you like to make little dioramas and photo shoots for your Nendoroids, it looks good. Kigurumi Face Parts Case Obake Neko, so like little ghost sheets cases. Actually adorable, but I don't really buy this kind of stuff. Nendoroid more dress up for maid and butler, kind of explains itself in the name. Acrylic stand Halloween, so like an Instagram filter for Halloween, sure. Puzzle base, exactly what it sounds like. 2 Harmonia Humming dolls, though characters that I'm pretty sure are original, so I have even less to say about them. Other, new product, great name, gonna really remember this one in the future. Looks like a good character design though. Nice hip to waist ratio for sure. Interesting wing design or whatever these are supposed to be as well, but I think this is some sort of like model kit or something, I'm not exactly sure. Okay, hopefully you don't mind this, but considering we're getting into like the Motoroid section, like model kits, I'm just gonna wrap up here and kind of just like cycle through the rest of them so that you can at least see the remaining figures that they have for offer. But truthfully, I just don't have much to say about them. Some of them are cool, but I typically don't cover that stuff on this channel anyway. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Tune in next time for part 2 of Smile Fest, where I check out the remaining figures that were at the event itself or announced after day 1. It won't be nearly as long. There's not as many figures to show off next time, but there is enough where I want to make another video and highlight the figures from like Freeing. There's a lot of bunny figures. Fat Company had a bunch of stuff. I think some more Hololive figures dropped. Either way, tune in next time. Really appreciate you guys checking this one out, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.